Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Happy Valentine's Day to you. 14th of February, Sunday. Very gloomy day here in London with a sky looking like lead. I don't think we're forecast for any more snow, although the sky definitely looks that way. It's finally melted, so who knows, maybe another sprinkling tonight. Anyway, I hope you're warm and safe wherever you are and enjoying time with your loved ones this Sunday. I thought I'd show you my recent acquisitions from Westman Atelier, which is a brand that had kind of passed me by until very recently. I can't remember if I saw it on the Net-a-Porter website and wondered about it, and then saw a couple of videos by Gucci Westman, whose brand this is, or it was the other way around. But in any event, I kind of became aware of this upmarket luxury American brand by makeup artist Gucci Westman. What a wonderful name, by the way, who has some very attractive videos out there selling these products and making them look fantastic. And I was completely sucked in. The selling point is the usual trendy one at the moment, that these are very clean ingredients, refillable compacts, high quality and kind on the environment. Looking at the ingredient lists insofar as I've been able to find them, and I haven't for the lipstick products, which I was particularly looking for. To be honest, they don't seem that different from other high-end beauty lines, so I guess it's just the way you market these things. What I will say is the branding is fantastic and the presentation is fantastic. So let's have a look at what I got. I got it in two tranches because, to be honest, having seen the videos, seen how expensive the products were, I then completely coincidentally had a £100 voucher from the website Net-a-Porter for reasons I don't particularly understand. I've bought high-end clothing, jewellery, accessories from that website for years. In fact, bought far less in the last year for obvious reasons than ever before, and typically was rewarded with a voucher to spend more. It never makes sense really that the more you give them, the less they give you. So there's probably a lesson there. But anyway, I had £100 to spend, which wasn't really enough to buy any clothing. I didn't particularly want anything. I did think about buying some more sunglasses and paying some more towards it, but in the end decided to buy off their beauty range and got myself two products. One of the foundation sticks that I was very impressed with in the video, and of course a highlighter. So let's look at the positive first of all. Look at the beautiful, very pale pink trimmed with silver and grey. Very classy cardboard packaging. Colour story reminds me of Dior. A gorgeous little pouch in faux leather with Westman Atelier. This is very practical because unlike those kind of velveteen pouches that the Tom Ford and the Chanel come in, which picks up all sorts of gunge if you put them in your handbag like that, this will be wiped clean. So high marks there. And then very high quality, heavy, compact, gorgeously tactile. Again, this is not the kind of NARS black plastic packaging which gets all gungy. It's smooth as a pebble. You just want to hold it in your hand. It's slightly difficult to get into, but there we go. A magnetic clasp. The blusher there, highlighter is looking a bit darker. The light's a bit gloomy than it is in real life. This is the Peau de Rose, the rose skin one. There are three. There's a kind of bronze, a gold, and this one. I debated between the gold and this one and went for the pink, which is a kind of rosy gold. Just pausing there, the texture of this is much stickier than any of the solidified powder type compacts that I've had before. It's quite subtle, you can see there, not too in your face. I've looked at some videos since, and I think I did pick the right colour, and the gold perhaps would have been a bit too dark for me. This is really pretty. I've worn it on my eyes as eyeshadow and as a highlighter. It's not my favourite highlighter, I have to say. I find it a bit, it's this kind of stickiness when you touch it that is a bit counterintuitive. It's much nearer to a cream than a powder, but then as you touch it onto the skin, it kind of solidifies straight away. It's quite an unusual texture, I would say, and I'm not entirely sure about that yet. It seems to stay quite well on the skin. So overall, I was pleased with this, but it's pricey. I think this is £60 odd. I need to check that, which is like twice the price you're paying for, let's say, a Dior high quality highlighter. You know that I go on about Dior, and even Guerlain, who I think overall make the best highlighters when they bother bringing them out. They haven't the last couple of years. You know, about £40. So pricey, beautifully presented, overall a plus. Now, the foundation sticks. On the video I watched, and I was completely pulled in. I mean, going back to look at it, the model who she's using has almost flawless skin. So it's hardly surprising that the finish looked fantastic. I don't use foundation sticks a lot. I have had them in the past, and I will show you the ones that I still have in a minute. Here again, we have the lovely pale pink packaging, magnetised top, heavy, fantastic quality, presentation flawless. I went for the second to lighter shade, which looked lighter. It was the one that I think she was using in the video. It was definitely one that I saw somebody on YouTube whose skin, you know, I usually think their skin tone looks a bit like mine. And it's the wrong one, to be frank. It's too dark, or it's got too much of a yellow cast. Now, I want to get on the inside to show you. You can see much, much, much too dark for me. Although, you know, you can definitely buff it out quite a bit. It might work in the summer. I don't know. Now, you can see the finish there on the inside of my wrist, which is a good place for colour match, not so good a place for texture match to the skin on your face. You can see it melting there, and if it were the right colour, looking to be a very good texture. Let me tell you, on my skin at least, it doesn't work as well. It is a smooth emollient stick, which is definitely what you need, but it definitely shows up in my enlarged pores a lot, not helped by being the wrong colour. I have now got the right colour, which I'll show you in a minute. But I also would say it's not good with dry or uneven skin. Now, my skin is strictly combination. Used to be very oily, still very slightly oily around the T-zone, and dry elsewhere. You know, I haven't got bad skin for my age, but it's very middle-aged, post-menopausal skin now. And this stick, you know, definitely close up, it is not a good finish. I'm really surprised in some ways, but maybe I shouldn't be. Now, if you are interested in a stick foundation, I would say this is the nearest of the ones I've tried to Bobbi Brown. So not a bad product, and I could see it working for people with an oilier skin than mine, although many people with oily skin won't want to use a stick foundation, I suspect. If it's not a patch on the Tom Ford sticks. These are several years old. I'm between two shades, both of which I have. And there's just something much more emollient in the Tom Ford one. Now, this is the darker summer shade that I use. It's not really, well, I think you can see there that it's buffing out more than the other one does. Again, it's not a good illustration on the skin of the back of my arm. It can't replicate really how it looks on the skin, but I can tell you that it melts into the skin to give a more traceless look with a fair amount of coverage, much better, I think, than the Westman Atelier. They're similar prices. The Tom Ford, I just looked up because I wasn't even sure if they still made these sticks. They do on the website, and they're £4 dearer, 66 as opposed to £62, similar amount of product. No comparison in the quality, in my humble opinion. I did, you know, even though I didn't, I put it down to having got the wrong shade, to be frank, and watched another couple of videos, particularly All Feisty, whose skin tone is very similar to mine, and she talked about needing the very lightest shade, which is unusual, actually. You know, normally my skin colour for foundation is 2 to 3 shades into most ranges, tones, but I definitely need a 0 in the Westman Atelier, which this one is. So this is much nearer to my skin tone. Bang, bang. You can see it is quite creamy, and it, you know, does blend in a bit. On my face, it's the right colour. But still the same problem. It certainly isn't giving a traceless look on my skin. So I don't know if I will even persevere. I mean, I don't use the Tom Ford one a lot. I will tend to use it, you know, in place of concealer if I really am looking for a more flawless look. And I'll tend to use it not all over my face, but around the chin and T-zone area where it does, you know, give me good coverage. So, sad to report, not a huge fan of the sticks. So why have I bought more, you might ask? I was very tempted. I needed to have that big spend to get my Cult Beauty gift with purchase. And I was just very taken with this Shanghai box, which gave you 2 items with some reduction from their individual prices. And I thought, give some other items on the range a try. So beautiful, beautiful packaging again. And the 2 items are a mascara and the lipstick palette. Mascara, first of all, too early for me to comment, really. Again, very unusual, beautiful packaging. I've only worn it once. Let me show you the brush. Only comes in one colour, black. Just a very ordinary mascara wand. The appearance, nothing spectacular, actually. It certainly doesn't greatly improve the volume. I don't really need that, so it doesn't bother me. I will say I tried it yesterday and it didn't bleed, didn't give me panda eyes. So I'm cautiously optimistic because there are very few ranges that don't. As you know, Chanel Le Volume is one of the few that work for me. But as I say, I've only worn it once and that can be a bit deceptive. Now, the lipstick is a very unusual product. Again, beautiful, heavy, compact, this gorgeous red. I dropped it, having said that, and managed to chip it straight away. that's my fault, not Westman Ateliers, although if you do drop these, they're so heavy. Now, you basically get these stripes of colour, and they're quite bright colour, and you're supposed to be able to mix and match with a lip brush. Now, again, they're a very unusual texture, very sticky and yet dry. So it's sticky when you put your finger in or your brush. They're showing, you know, good big pigmentation, but immediately kind of drying on the skin. And I have to say, very drying on the lips. Now, and they do give a lot of colour, and the pigment lasts. It's a real stain, but it's quite difficult to work with because it's so dry, and it's strange to describe. It doesn't look as dry as some matte lipsticks do on me, but it definitely feels dry. So the only way I've been able to get these to really work for me is to use them as the kind of understain, and it does encourage me to shape my lip properly, because you've got to use really a lip brush with these, which I'm quite reticent about doing, or a bit lazy about doing, should we say. And then put another lipstick on top, and that's kind of worked, although it's a bit counterintuitive really. But the colour definitely lasts. So very unusual product. Again, I'm not sure. Time will tell how much I will use this. The colours, of course, are quite bright. You are supposed to be able to mix them, but again, they're so dry that I haven't found that really terribly easy to do. But again, early days yet. So jury out really on the lip product and the mascara. A cautious yes to the highlighter, and a definite not really to the foundation. So for an expensive brand, that's not a great hit rate. So those are my thoughts on Westman Atelier. Kind of disappointed, certainly for the price point. Packaging, absolutely gorgeous. And the concept, you know, wonderful. But yeah, there it is. So I know a couple of you have tried this range and are quite impressed. So come back at me and tell me what you like about it and what I'm doing wrong with mine. Makeup is such a personal thing, isn't it? And so dependent on all sorts of things like your age, your skin type, the occasions that you want to wear it for, how skilled you are in applying it, condition of your skin, etc, etc. So there are no wrong or right answers. I just think it's a fascinating thing for us to talk about and enjoy together. So as always, I'm very grateful for any thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. It helps me know what sort of things I should be continuing to talk about, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.